Kennesaw State head volleyball coach Keith Schunzel. Here with Kennesaw State head volleyball coach Keith Schunzel. The 2014 schedule is coming out today. Coach, talk about just your general impressions of the schedule.
Yeah, I think this year, just like you try to do every year, you try to challenge your team in a bunch of different ways. You try to get different styles of play with teams you're going to play against, from different conferences, and make it challenging to prepare your team for conference. And I think we've done that. I'm really excited about some of the tournaments, some of the in-state games we're playing, and just really, really excited about the schedule we put together this year.
You're hosting the Kennesaw State Invitational for another year and have some really good teams coming in. Talk about playing, Purdue and the importance of some of those teams.
Yeah, it's a great tournament, just like we had last year. We have Elon's coming in. We'll play them first, and they're always very, very good in their conference. UNC Asheville will be next, and they'll be very good. And then we'll play Purdue, who was in the Elite Eight last year. And anytime you get a chance to play a team like that on your home floor, you better be ready. But it's an exciting thing, and we'll be prepared for them, and we'll give them a go. But the first two games of that tournament will be very hard as well, and we'll have to focus on them first.
You mentioned playing some in-state schools, a couple big ones on the schedule this year. How excited do the girls get to play those big in-state schools?
Yeah, one thing, when I got here, when the new staff got here, we wanted to start some rivalries in state that maybe hadn't been going before. So we'll play at UT Chattanooga, which isn't in-state but is right up the road. We'll play them in a midweek before conference, and then we'll play at Georgia Tech and at Georgia later on in the year. And I think it's good for the sport, it's good for our girls, and it's matches that we want to play, and we want to compete in every year, and we want to see where we stand up against the other teams.
Along with hosting your own tournament, you're also traveling to some pretty cool spots and great locations for other tournaments. Kind of mention it. Talk about the mindset you had in planning those tournaments.
Yeah, the one big thing we want to do every year is try to get our team to a place that maybe some of them haven't been, expose them to something different. So we'll end at Stony Brook. We'll end our pre-conference schedule at Stony Brook tournament up in New York, up on Long Island. We'll take them to the 9/11 Memorial, and we'll take them up through the city, and many of our girls haven't been there. So obviously we're there to play volleyball, but we'll also get to expose them to something new. So that'll be really neat. Then we'll start at Belmont, which is in Nashville, which is a great, great city. That's going to be a great tournament. We'll play Belmont, Evansville, Youngstown State, very even teams, all very good teams. And then we'll also go to Coastal Carolina, so we'll go to the beach and play Coastal, and we'll open with Tennessee, which will be a tough competition, and then we'll play Loyola, Maryland. So, really good tournaments this year. I'm really happy with the variety of tournaments and the variety of teams that we're going to play against.
You're entering your second year of Atlantic Sun play. What did you learn from last year that you can, take into next year?
Yeah, the first thing I learned was that this is a really good conference. From top to bottom, there's good teams. There's a lot of really good coaches. People are well trained. Teams are prepared. So you better be ready to go. And that was something that I think as a program we learned last year, is that if you don't prepare for every team the same, you're going to get beat. And we found that out the hard way last year. And this year we'll do an even better job, that every team from Jacksonville who won all the way down the list, you better be ready to go. You better prepare. You better scout them, and you better be ready. So again, it's going to be a good conference season. A bunch of teams are returning a lot of players. Jacksonville is going to be very good. Florida Gulf Coast is going to be very good. Lipscomb, all the way down the list. So we'll have a good preseason and play a lot of different type of teams to try to prepare ourselves for conference, and we'll be ready.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks.